round of applause for yourselves. The second thing in terms of it is just to get the thank yous out of the way. Firstly, what I'd like to do is to thank, we have our resident Cadger band tonight, the Rooney's, James and Pat. And I have to tell you folks, Mrs. Rooney, who's a very good friend of my mother's, is in the Royal Victoria Hospital, and she fell and had her head done. But yet the boys came along and thought it was very important to play here tonight. So a round of applause for James and Pat. The next people I want to thank in terms of is the Kingdom GAA. I think in terms of the whole Cunningham connection, we're all bred in this place between Greencastle, Lisnacree and St Coleman's Kilkee. I think all of us have a story or a tale, whatever it is, whether it's football or it's the parish or whatever. So many thanks to the Kingdom for giving us the room tonight free of charge and laying on the facility. Big thanks to the Kingdom. The next person I sincerely need to thank is Martin Morgan. You can probably see in this back wall here, it's the most phenomenal piece of work in terms of family trees between Whites and Farrells and Riochts and Cunninghams and just everybody. This man has done an incredible amount of work, and Martin, I have to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking all this, putting it all together and letting everybody see where they come from. I think as everybody knows, we're all related in the room, so Martin, thank you. There are PJ's given me somebody got a sab. The lights are on, and I know who that is. That's what's yourself? He says thanks very much, PJ. This year, people said I took on the responsibility of organising this, and the reason for that was my mother's dying wish was that I would do it, so I've done it. I want to say there's a couple of thanks as well. I want to say a big thanks to Evelyn and all our crew down there. Aunt Gertie died this year, and she was the last of the crew. I think a round of applause for Aunt Gertie would be. There are people who came from far and near. A lot of us came from near, but there are people who came from England tonight for the first one, and I'd like to single out people. He was a very good friend of my mother's, Ambrose White. And Maureen's girl as well. Thanks very much for coming over. It's so much appreciated. And in terms of what I want to do tonight is to my young brother James is he's quite a good salesman, so he's going to go around and we're going to do a charity raffle, and so he's going to sell tickets around all the tables. It's 10 for a fiver, and what I want to do here in terms of is to give James and Pat a few pounds for playing tonight, the music. And what I would like to do in terms of this is, if you don't mind, is to give the rest of the money to charity. And a big charity of mine, it's very close to the Higgins heart, and that's Vincent de Paul. I had a 4.5-hour phone call about the second Cadger annual conference, and Brendan Higgins said that he would like to run the next one. So you know, give Brendan a lot of support. He rang me up to say, he says, "You gotta roll Rome, boy." And I says, what are you going to go wrong? He says, there are 2 you left out. And I says, yes, Brendan, I know. I says, there was Uncle Richard and Uncle Thomas. And I said, the reason why I left them out of the flyer was because they were abroad, and I didn't want to put anybody too expensive, or under any pressure to come along here tonight. It's kind of like, come along at your own free will, meet all your relatives. The best thing about here tonight in terms of this is that we've all got together and nobody has been buried. I think that's good. We all tend to meet at funerals, and we say hello and we say goodbye, and then we turn up at the next funeral. And I think it's great to come along and see so many people, you know. It's very personal to me because, you know, I spent a lot of time with my granny Aurora, Nana, as they call her, Alicia, or whatever it was. And she was very close to all her sisters. And, you know, there was Vera down in the square, and there was Lizzie, and there was you know, there was Maggie, and there was Roseanne, and there was all of them, and Jim Patrick as well. We used to go up there, and it is happy memories for me. And the one thing I can always say about the Cunninghams is, you know, thick or thin, they all stuck together through thick or thin. And it's a credit that everybody came along tonight. So, without further ado, we're going to have a bit of music. You can dance, raffles to charity. We're going to do a unique thing after the raffle as well, because I don't know if anybody knows, but the Kingdom Lotto is at 9,200. So we're going to go around after the raffle and ask everybody to give £1 for the Kingdom raffle, and just put on your ticket, Cadger. And when we get 9,200, when we win it on Monday night, then we decide how good the next event's going to be. Brendan Higgins says he'd probably take us all to Spain. So, listen, thanks very much, and a round of applause to you all for coming tonight. And by the way, the one thing that we would like tonight is if there are any singers or anybody has a story to tell. Well, I know we have a good singer in the Farrells. My son John's going to go up and do a few numbers. He's gone. I told him how to bring his guitar. So, and if there's anybody else who wants to sing or do a poem or anything like that, please get up, feel free, and I won't cost anything.